So we're looking at multiple choice skills for students. Now, what is a multiple choice question? I'm sure you know that answer because you have been practicing for your curriculum-based tests as well as your ability test. So a multiple choice question is a question followed by several answer choices, and your job is to choose the best answer. So let's look at this example. Which of these is used for measuring mass? So before you even look at the choices, measuring mass is an example of weight, and the instrument we would use is a scale. So let's look at the answer choices: scale, clock, thermometer, ruler. And your answer would be a scale. So why do multiple choice skills matter? The truth is, students sometimes know the content but still get questions wrong because they rush through the questions, misread the questions, ignore keywords, get confused by similar answers, and sometimes you change your correct answers without a good reason. So we want to make sure that you don't do any of these. Learning multiple choice skills will help you to become more accurate and confident in answering your questions. Now, what are the important multiple choice skills? We're going to look at some. Ensure that you read the whole question carefully. Read every word in the question before looking at the answer choices. Did you know that missing one word can change the whole meaning of the question? So ensure that you read what you see. When you are reading, watch out for these words: not, except, best, main, most, first, least, and there are others. But ensure that you look out for these keywords because they tell you exactly what the question is asking. 2, read the whole question carefully. Before choosing an answer, you should stop and think, what do I need to find? This helps you stay focused and avoid choosing an answer too quickly. So when you read the question, think about what it is asking before you start answering. 3, think of the answer before looking at the options. So when you read the question, start thinking about your answer before you rush to the options. So you should try to come up with the answer in your mind first. This makes it easier to recognize the correct option and avoid being tricked by wrong answers. You want to use the process of elimination. This means you cross out answers that are clearly wrong, and this is what we call elimination. So even if you are unsure, removing wrong choices increases the chance of picking the correct answer. 5, look for the best answer. Sometimes more than one answer may seem possible when you look at your options, so you must choose the answer that fits the question best. You should check carefully to see which answer is fully correct because there will be some options that are close. Now watch out for tricky answers. Some wrong answers are written to confuse you, right? And we don't want you to be confused. So the answer may sound correct. It may include one correct idea and one wrong idea. So pay attention to these. Sometimes the option might use words from the question to trick you. And sometimes the option might be almost correct, but it is not fully correct. So you should not pick an answer just because it looks familiar. 7, now for reading and data questions, you should go back and check the passage, the graph, the table, or the diagram. You should not rely only on memory. Right? So you want to make sure, because remember, once you turn in that paper, that is it. You can't go over. So you want to ensure that you answer correctly. 8, solve the problem fully in math. So in your ability and your math questions, you want to ensure that you work out the answers before checking your choices. You should not just guess from the options. After solving, you should compare your answer to the choices. And sometimes you have to follow 2 steps or 3 steps. So ensure that you are answering the question and solving what you are asked to solve. 9, check for careless mistakes. Right? You should pause and ask, did I read the question correctly? Did I miss an important word? Did I choose the best answer? Does my answer make sense? This helps prevent avoidable errors. So check for mistakes, because sometimes you might misread. So go back, read the question again, look what they're asking, and ensure that that is what you are responding to. 10, you need to manage your time wisely. Do not spend a lot of time on one question that you are struggling with. If you have to move on and come back to that question, that's okay, right? 11, there at times you will have to make smart guesses, especially if you really don't know the answer. We don't want you to panic. What we want you to do is to eliminate wrong answers, choose from remaining options, and make the best possible guess. An educated guess is better than leaving a question blank. So even if you are not sure what the question is asking, just look for some clues and see if in the options you can figure out and say, you know what, this is not the answer, and you eliminate. 12, make sure you check your answer sheet for accuracy. Right? Remember that you're using a question sheet and you're using a bubble sheet. Ensure that when you're doing question 1, you are shading question 1. If you're doing question 10, ensure you're shading question 10. So make sure the number on the question matches the number on the answer sheet. Now, here are some good habits for multiple choice tests that I want you to bear in mind. Stay calm, read slowly and carefully, think before choosing your answers, check your work, and trust your preparation. You have been preparing for these exams. So now is the time for you just to go in the exam and to deliver on what you have been doing. Now, you do not need to rush to be smart. Some persons feel like as you go in the exam, you need to rush through the paper and finish it, and that means you're smart. No, take your time and answer the questions carefully. Careful readers and careful thinkers often do better in multiple choice tests. So make sure you're reading carefully and you're thinking about what you're doing. The more you practice these skills, the more confident and accurate you will become. So even though you might be tired and say, oh, every day we're practicing and practicing, the more you practice these skills, the more confident and the key word, accurate you will become. Here's the multiple choice strategy. Read the question carefully, think of the answer, eliminate or cross out wrong choices, select the best answer, and always check your answer. All the best on your exams.